Okay, so chapter 21, we're going to do a couple problems here. Now, there's one big difference between absorption costing and variable costing, and that's the use of the fixed manufacturing overhead. So for number 4, we want to compute a unit product cost using absorption costing. Absorption costing, you do use the fixed manufacturing overhead. So per unit, you've got, bring up my calculator here, the direct materials. So that's $67 a unit. You've got direct labor, $33 a unit. You've got variable overhead at $14 a unit. And then you've got fixed manufacturing overhead that you have to take into consideration. So we've got 114 so far. So our fixed manufacturing overhead is 6,200, and we made 310 units, which is right here. So I'm going to take that 6,200, divide it by 310. So $20 a unit. So I'm going to add that to our 114. So our total product cost per unit is $134. So that's for number 4, absorption costing. So let's talk about number 5, which is the product cost. So with product costs, you don't have to worry about the fixed manufacturing overhead. It is considered, it's not considered a product cost per unit. So we're going to just do the 67, the 33, and the 14. So we're at $114 a unit. Okay, so let's talk about number 6, which again is absorption costing. So we want to find the per unit cost using absorption costing. So at different units. So we've got 250, 500, and 2,500. So obviously we're going to take the $41 per unit, 60, and the 8. Now, once you get into fixed overhead, it gets a little bit trickier. So we're at 109 right now per unit, regardless of how many we make. Because of the fixed manufacturing overhead cost, the per unit cost will now change. So we've got 5,000 per year, and then if we're making 250, it's going to cost us $20. So plus that 41, the 60, and the 8, so 129 for the 250 units. Now, when I'm doing the 500 units, again, I'm going to take the 5,000. Oops, let me clear this. 5,000 divided by 500 units. So now our cost, our fixed manufacturing overhead per unit is $10. And again, I'm going to add the direct material, direct labor, and variable overhead. So it's 119. And then as you can imagine, for the 2,500 units, the cost again will go down. So I'm going to do 5,000 divided by, oops, what's wrong with me? 5,000 divided by 2,500, $2 per unit. And then I'm going to add my material, labor, variable overhead. So 111. So as you can see, as you make more, your cost per unit goes down because you have fixed manufacturing overhead. Fixed stays the same regardless of how many you make, which means that the more you make, the less the cost per unit is going to be.